Welcome inside Westlake High School for a High School Rewind Game of the Week. I am Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us on our matchup, the Westlake Thunder and the Lone Peak Knights. Welcome, everybody. So glad to have you along with us in this Region 4 matchup between Westlake and Lone Peak. Should be a lot of fun, and I get a chance to see the #1 team in the state and the Lone Peak Knights in action again. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's start with the Westlake Thunder. Westlake comes into this game 7-10 overall, 1-5 region play. Their lone win came against Harriman, but they're still clinging on to hopes at getting into the playoffs, and they have to do that by winning a bunch of games toward the stretch. 4 teams in Region 4 will make the state tournament. They're 2 games behind Riverton right now, and they'll have to make some movement if they're going to have a chance to get in, and they're clinging to that hope. One of the fun parts of watching Westlake Thunder is getting a chance to see Braden Holker. Braden is his 7th leading scorer in 5A, averages just over 17 points a game. He'll be a big part of tonight. He and other players are going to have to step up and play very well tonight to give Westlake a chance to pull off a big upset and knocking off the Lone Peak Knights. Well, let's talk about Lone Peak. No introduction needs to be made for Lone Peak's TJ Haas. TJ had that terrific write-up just a week ago in the Deseret News, a terrific article. If you haven't read it, go check it out. Talk about how many shots he makes. And this young man is absolutely on a tear, averaging nearly 25 points a game, the #1 scorer in 5A and #4 overall in the state of Utah. He's an absolute deadly shooter from the outside, but he's also someone that gets his teammates involved and spreads the ball around. And a player you also have to look out for is Frank Jackson, the young sophomore sensation, averaging just over 17 points a game. He's having a terrific sophomore season for Coach Quincy Lewis as the Lone Peak Knights come in 6-0 in region play, 15-2 in their overall record. Should be a lot of fun tonight as they're poised to take another region championship. We know our teams and our players. We come back with the opening tip-off. You are watching High School Rewind only on Xfinity On Demand. That we're set for the opening tip-off between Lone Peak and Westlake. Jumping for the Lone Peak Knights is going to be number 44, Spencer Curtis, number 42. And he'll be going against number 35, Braden Holker. I mentioned Braden, the 7th leading scorer in 5A. We're underway in a High School Rewind Game of the Week. Right off the tip to the hole, and it crawls out. Asa McCord couldn't finish it, and now we're going to have the ball will stay here with Westlake. Garner to trigger the inbound. Gets it in to McCord. Here's Garner, the top, the key now to Keel. And now Asa McCord. Expect a slow down game from Westlake tonight. Trying to keep Lone Peak, who actually up and down the floor, from doing so. McCord drop it inside. Oh, nice pass on the backside. Couldn't finish it. Keel. And a foul against Lone Peak. Holker missed the first free throws, got one more. And misses the second. Rebound pulled down by Curtis. Quickly ahead with Frampton. Frampton gives it up to Jackson. Jackson on the baseline. Floats it up, can't score it. Curtis saves it into the hands of Frampton. Back in the corner, Jackson for 3. Frank Jackson with the first points in the game. Hits the triple from the corner, and it's a 3-0 lead for Lone Peak. Down the floor with Spencer Garner, gives it up to Asa McCord. Back to Garner. Pirouette, pump fake, shot on the way in, good. Junior forward hits the shot. Score now 3-2, 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. Lone Peak will walk it into the front court. Frampton, here's TJ Haas, and Haas from downtown. 6-2 in favor of Lone Peak. As Haas is absolutely heated up here in the second half of the season. Was injured in the early going, also was sick, but has found his legs and found a rhythm with his heavy regiment, daily regiment. Outside, here's Holker. Holker down the lane, left hand, can't score it. Off of Holker, and we'll go with Lone Peak. Frank Jackson, mentioned just a sophomore, already committed to BYU. Tries to split the screen. We're going to have a travel on Jackson. Not very happy about it. We'll go with the Thunder. After the turnover, McCord on the angle with Garner. Garner working on Haas. Hands to Keel. Back in the corner to Garner. Here's McCord. McCord to the hoop. McCord swatted away by Curtis, and they got him at the charge. First team foul on Westlake as that foul goes on Garner. Pardon me, I misspoke. That was on McCord. And back down the floor with TJ Haas and the Lone Peak Knights. From way downtown, Haas, his second triple of the quarter. 2 shots, 2 threes, and it's a 9-2 lead for Lone Peak. Haas and Jackson combining for the 9 points. Garner tracks it down near the mid-lane stripe, picked up by Frampton. Frampton to the hole, and an easy 2. Timeout, Westlake. 5:13 remaining in the first, 11-2. Lone Peak leads. After the timeout, back down the floor with the Thunder with McCord bringing it in the front court. High post to Matson. Matson back in the corner. Garner for 3. And that's well short. Rebound McCord. McCord can't finish underneath. And a rebound claimed by Frampton going the other way. Frampton, threads the needle to Jackson. Swatted away by Matson. Pardon me, that was Keel. Going the other way with McCord in the lane. And a block on Frampton. Second team foul on Lone Peak. But what a block by Keel. First free throw was good from McCord. Got one more. And rattles off the second. Rebound claimed by Alphen. Jackson to the hole. What a nice feed from Frampton. And Frank Jackson gets the bucket, 13-3. Lone Peak. McCord has it stolen by Jackson. Jackson going the other way. Keel giving chase. Jackson lays it in. 15-3 to start for Lone Peak. McCord quickly back down the floor. To the hole. McCord wave it off, caught on the floor. Garner to trigger. And nearly stolen. Garner has it on the angle. Here's Holker yet to score. Holker double team comes. Now Matson. Matson pump fake goes to the hole and one. Nice finish. And Matson will go to the line looking for the 3-point play. Porter Matson looking for the +1. Our score now 15-6 as we are halfway through the first quarter. TJ Haas gives it up to Frank Jackson. Now Frampton. Now Alphen. Spencer Curtis hanging on the outside. 3 on the way from Alphen, and he hits the 4th 3 of the quarter. Jackson has 1, Alphen has 1, and TJ Haas has 2. Our score now 18-6. Here's Jorgensen, and that ball's knocked out of bounds by Alphen and will stay here. Garner to inbound. Here's Holker. Porter Matson puts it on the floor. Terminates, gets it back outside. 3 on the way, too strong off the hand of Jorgensen. And we have a loose ball foul on Lone Peak. That'll be the 15th foul on the Knights. Garner to trigger as that ball tipped on the inbound and stolen. Nick Curtis comes up with it. Quickly down the floor now with Haas. Frampton for 3. Tipped out, tracked down by Matson. Matson goes hard to the hole. Try to find a man on the backside. It was stolen by Jackson. Out of bounds off Jackson. Will stay here. Garner to trigger. It's into Holker, and the first bucket of the game for Braden Holker. Cookie duck down the floor. Curtis runs the court, and he gets easy 2. 20-8 the lead for Lone Peak. Here's Cameron Jorgensen, senior guard for the Thunder. Terminates. Outside to Garner. Garner steps inside the circle and hits. Nice looking play there from Spencer Garner. And quickly back down the floor. TJ Haas pulls for 3. Haas now 2 for 3 from the field. Back down the floor with Jorgensen and the Thunder. Here's Garner. He hit the shot and the last possession. Pulls for three, and that's just off the mark. Rebound taken by Curtis. On the move now with Haas. Here's Frampton. Frampton down the lane. Oh, nice take by Frampton. And Zach Frampton goes to the hole and gives Lone Peak a 12-point lead, 22-10 with 1:50 remaining in the first quarter. Outside with Holker. Holker pirouette in the lane, looking for the foul, not going to get it. Loose ball, still loose, and we're going to have a foul on Frampton. That'll be the 6th team foul on Lone Peak. McCord to trigger. Gets it into Stoddard. That was William Linton. Now McCord. Here's Matson. Here's Linton. Linton has a poked away, and it's picked up by Matson with 1:15 on the clock, and we got a foul away from the ball. An offensive foul going to be called on Keel, and that's the 2nd team foul on the Thunder. Down the floor now with TJ Haas and the Knights. Haas inside out, 3 on the way, and good. McKay Webster, the 5th 3 of the quarter for Lone Peak. They lead 25-10. 55 seconds remain in the opening quarter. Here's Matson. Thunder need a score. Matson gets the ball to McCord. Outside Matson, goes inside to Keel. That should be, they call it out of bounds off of Keel. 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Quite a quarter for Lone Peak. Here's Webster. The Haas in the corner. That's swatted away by Keel. His 2nd block of the quarter. Haas a little slow to get up. He'll get on the floor. Outside McCord. Now Linton, and he travels. Turnover, and we'll go with Lone Peak. "13 seconds. Now down to 10. Haas, cross court, Webster. Into the corner to Haas, back to Webster. Count if it goes. But that'll do it for the first quarter, and at the end of one, 5 threes pacing the way for Lone Peak. They lead 25-10 over Westlake. Start of the second quarter. Possession now belong to Lone Peak in the alternate possession. 3-2 zone coming out for Westlake. Trying to take away the 3. Oh, Curtis had a nice look on the pass, and Heaton couldn't handle it. Picked up by McCord, and down the floor we go with Westlake. Here's Holker. Hangs on outside to Keel. Keel had the 2 big swats in the first quarter. Now Linton in the corner, Garner into Holker. Holker off the window, no, and the foul going to be charged to Heaton. And that'll be the 17th foul. Westlake will be in the penalty the whole second quarter. Holker hit the first. He's got one more. And got them both. 25-12. Down the floor quickly, Haas to Jackson. Cross court to Webster. Back across to Jackson. Now Webster. Here's on the angle. He'll pull up for 2, and it's short. Rebound. Taken by Linton. Down the floor now with McCord. Here's Keel. Outside to Garner. Garner has it slapped away by Jackson, and Jackson saved that out of bounds. We'll stay here. 6:45 remaining in the half. Here's Linton. Backdoor to Garner. Jumper on the baseline, good. Nice looking shot from Spencer Garner. And down the floor with TJ Haas. Here's Jackson. Oh, lob to Jackson. Can't finish the throwdown. Holker with the board on the run now with Linton. Now McCord. Into the corner, Linton. Goes over the top to kill, can't handle it. Holker gets the loose ball and lays it up and in. 25-16. Lone Peak leads. Outside of Webster. High post Heaton. Outside Jackson, now to Haas. Haas in the lane. He's fouled on the floor. Be the 13th foul charge to the Thunder. Frampton to trigger. Gets it into Haas. Pump fake to three. And TJ fouled in the lane to the dismay of the Thunder faithful. 4th team foul on Westlake. Inbound to Haas. Jumper on the baseline. Good. TJ Haas, such a quick stroke. He's got to try to keep pace with his older brother, who's averaging nearly 31 points a game, or 33 points a game in the last 3 games for BYU. As Tyler had his jersey retired by Lone Peak just last week, and quite a name to live up to, and TJ's made his own name. Outside, Garner going to track it down. Garner pirouette in the lane. Oh, circus shot and it won't go. Rebound taken by Frampton. And we got to travel. Stay here with Westlake. Garner gets it into Nelson. Nelson hands back to Matson. Now Jorgensen. Still holding. Gets it into Holker. Holker can't finish and going to be called for the foul. That'll be the 15th foul on Westlake, and the first on Holker. Down the floor with TJ Haas and the Knights. Here's Jackson. Pulls for 3. Jackson off the mark. Rebound to Frampton. That ball is still loose and picked up by Garner. Garner, nice find aside to Holker, and Holker lays it in. 27-18. With 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half. Alpin in the corner now. The Haas and Jackson has that stolen by Garner. Garner 3-on-2. Got to go at him. Outside, Nelson for 3. And Nelson from the outside. Timeout. Coach Lewis. 4:05 remaining in the half, and the Thunder storming back. 27-21. Timeout, Knights. After the timeout, halfway through the first half. 6-point lead for Lone Peak into the corner. Alpin for 3, and that's short. Loose ball tipped out to Jackson. Now Haas. Haas and 1! A 4-point play coming up for TJ Haas. Took the bump and got the bucket to go. TJ at the line looking for the 4-point play, and it crawls in. I'm pretty sure that's about the 3rd straight game we've had in high school rebound with the 4-point play. Talk about how rare it is. It's been quite common for us the last few weeks. Here's Matson. Outside to Nelson, who hit that 3. Jorgensen. Hook. Crossed up Holker. Turnover will go with Lone Peak. So after the turnover, down the floor with the Knights. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Frampton. High post to Haas, too tall. Holker picks it up, and now Jorgensen. Coach Lewis picking up the pressure. Nelson in the corner, Matson. Matson down the baseline. Matson takes the bump, and they get him with the charge. 7th team foul on Westlake. Will be in the bonus for both teams remainder of the half. Jackson walks it into the front court. Give it up to Alpin. Now Frampton back to Jackson. Hanging on. Swinging around the ring. Skip pass to Haas for 3. TJ Haas again. His 4th triple of the half. 34-21. And the pass, Jorgensen wasn't looking. Turnover back to Lone Peak. The Thunder close it down to 6. Coach Lewis takes a timeout, and now it's a 7-0 run. Jackson down the lane to the hole. Can't get it to crawl in, gets his own board. Kicks it outside to Alpin. And Lone Peak will reset. 2:25 on the clock. Back to Jackson in the corner. Rattles out. Loose ball picked up by Hawes. Now Jackson. Nice looking pass. Swatted away by Holker. Nelson going the other way. Nelson. Pull up Jay. Good. Mike Nelson with 5 points in the half. A triple and a long range 2. Quickly ahead to Curtis. Now Frampton for 3. And he can't get it to go. Jorgensen with the board. Jorgensen into the front court. Trap is on and Hawes with a steal. Hawes to the hole. Hawes with the hammer. TJ Hawes. Hit 4 from the outside and now a dunk. All in the first half. 1:40 remaining in the half. Jorgensen in the corner. Garner for 3. No foul called on the 3-point attempt. Coaching staff from Westlake about to come unglued. Curtis hands it off to Jackson. Baseball pass, oh nice find to the backside to Frampton. Everybody knowing their role is the key to everything that Coach Lewis does. And Frampton kind of feeling the role that Mr. Toulson had a year ago. As that pass goes off the hands, saved in by Holker, picked up by Curtis. But everybody knowing where to be and what to do and accepting what they're supposed to do. Frampton pull up Jay. Won't go. Holker with the board. 50 seconds remaining in the first half. In the corner, Nelson down the baseline. Gets it to Holker. Holker lays it up and in. Closes it 38 to 25. And Hawes will walk it in the front court. Here's Frampton, 30 seconds now. Lone Peak looking for the last shot of the half. Now down to 20 seconds. And quite a half. 7 threes for Lone Peak. So 21 of the 38 points coming from the outside, including a 4-point play for TJ Hawes. Jackson, high post to Curtis. Hawes for 3. Rattles off. Curtis with the board and can't finish it. As we head to halftime, it's Lone Peak 38, Westlake 25. Start of the second half. 13-point lead for Lone Peak. The Thunder came storming back out of the 27-21. And there was an 11-4 run to close out the half, and that should be a travel. But yeah, there it is. Thought maybe it was a foul, so travel, and we'll stay here. Garner to inbound. He'll go deep to McCord. Hawes gives chase, pokes it away, and McCord able to get it back. Get up to Garner. Garner picks up his dribble. Trap comes and picked off by Frampton. Frampton going the other way, 3-on-2 with Hawes. Gives it up to Hawes. Takes a bump, can't finish. And the rebound to Holker. On the push now with Garner. Matson outside Garner. Float it and score it. Spencer Garner having a pretty nice game for the Thunder. That's now 38-27. Down the floor with Hawes. Another defensive look from Westlake. Here's Jackson. Now Frampton. Here's Alpin. Jackson on the angle. Here's Hawes, pulls again for 3. Number 5! TJ Hawes with 5 threes. And now Oak stepped inbounds and Keel, and the ball will stay here with Lone Peak. Frampton into Jackson. And that's Frank Jackson's second 3 of the game. His first triple since the first points of tonight. 44-27. Knights lead. McCord splits the trap, gets it to Matson. Matson in the corner, Garner pulls for 3. Garner will off the mark. Matson with the board and gets the bucket. and one. They give him the foul too. Matson will go to the line looking for a three-point play. +1 opportunity in the first half, converted it. And gets the free throw here as well. 44-30. Back down the floor with the Knights. Here's Jackson. Frampton, now Alphen. In the corner, Haas. Number 7 for TJ Haas. 7 threes. 47-30. McCord. Nice look from behind. Here's Garner. Float it and score it. Garner having a very good game for Westlake. Jackson to the hole. Jackson with the left hand, can't finish it. And we got a foul. And that'll be the first team foul on the Thunder. Jackson at the line made the first. Correction, that was number 6 for TJ Haas. 6 threes in the game for TJ's. Jackson knocks both free throws down. 49-32. 5:35 remaining in the third. McCord gets it to Garner. Trap comes. Garner terminates, gets it to Matson. Matson, now McCord, back to Garner. Garner down the baseline, and Garner stepped out of bounds. And they'll go the other way with Lone Peak. Haas will walk in the front court with 5:15 remaining in the third quarter and a 17-point lead. First meeting went 90-63 in favor of Lone Peak. The alley-oop to Jackson, gets it, reverses it, and it's blocked by Holker. Loose ball picked up by Matson. Matson gives it to McCord. McCord down the lane, takes a bump, and a charge is called on Asa McCord. And that's the second team foul on Westlake. Down the floor now with TJ Haas and the Knights. Outside Frank Jackson. Now Alphen. Frampton inside to Curtis. Power dribble. Loses the handle. Picked up by Matson. Gets in the hands of Garner. Push it up the floor. Here's Asa McCord. And McCord terminates near the midcourt stripe. Somebody's got to come and get the ball. McCord down the lane. Inside out to Garner. Garner for 3. And it's short. Tipped out. Holker has it, and he's blocked from behind. They're going to call a foul on Alphen. A close one, but it'll put the big man at the line. First free throw good from Holker. He's got one more. Gets them both. 49-34. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Up the floor now with Haas. Has 6 threes in the game. And in the corner, Alphen. Alphen for 3. And Alphen from the outside. As Lone Peak continues to light it up from range. 52-34. Halfway through the third quarter. Here's Garner. The trap comes, stolen. Alphen ahead to Haas. Haas gets it to go. Garner right there. The Haas banks it in. And timeout, Westlake. 3:46 remaining in the third quarter. 54-34, all Knights. So after the timeout, down the floor we come with the Thunder. Garner back to McCord. McCord terminates. Up top, Holker. Holker into the corner. Garner dribbles it out. Cross court to McCord. Again, terminated dribble. Across to Garner. Garner in the lane. Tried to pass it though. Holker had it knocked out of bounds and will stay here. Holker to trigger the inbound. Or pardon me, Garner. Garner gets it in to the hole. No call on the bump. And Holker there to clean it up. 54-36. Been a quiet night for Holker. Down the floor, here's Alphen. Jackson, high post Curtis, turnaround jumper. A little too long, picked up by Garner. Garner pushed it in the front court. Garner in the lane, nice final on the baseline. And Stoddard is fouled, and that's going to go against Spencer Curtis. And we'll see if they give him 2 shots. Stoddard made the first. He's got one more. Back rim's the second. And it's Frampton with the board. Frampton races into the front court, give it to Haas. Looking for number 7. And just crawls off. Thought he'd have the shooter's touch the way the night's gone. Back down the floor we go with Westlake. Garner. Stoddard's pass picked off by Haas. And back down the floor with Lone Peak. Here's Frampton. Frampton down the lane. Frampton to the cup and finishes. Nice take by Zach Frampton. 56-37 in favor of Lone Peak. Here's McCord. Now Garner. Back to McCord. Here's Keel. Cross court, nearly picked off by Jackson. Still loose and will stay here. Out of bounds off Lone Peak. Inbound to Holker. McCord inside out to Garner. Garner's picking his way through, and it's picked up by Frampton. And McCord picks up the loose ball. 1:40 remaining in the third. Here's Holker. Holker trying to get inside, does to Keel. And Keel can't finish. Loose ball picked up by Frampton. Hands back to Haas. Haas, oh, nice no-look pass. And Curtis finishes. Not Spencer Curtis, that's Nick Curtis. Nice no-look pass from TJ Haas. Matson. Now in the corner, Holker will pull for 3. And it goes. That's a 3 from Braden Holker. 58-40. Here's Jackson. Outside Alpin. High post Curtis goes to try to go to the corner. Knocked out of bounds by McCord. Frampton inbounds to Haas. Haas for 3. Leaves it short. Rebound taken by Frampton. Frampton back up with it. Can't finish. Loose ball grabbed by Frampton and reverses with the left hand. A lot of contact down low, and Frampton cleans it up. 60-40. 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Linton gives it to Matson. Matson to Holker. Holker back to Matson. And Matson finishes. Porter Matson with the layup. Back down the floor. An 18-point lead for Lone Peak. As Haas backs it out. Down to 15 seconds. And he'll get up to Zach Frampton. Now down to 10. Jackson. High post. Alpin pull from the free throw line and got it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And it's inbound. They'll count if it goes. And Frampton can't get it to fall. And at the end of 3, Lone Peak 62, Westlake 42. Beginning of the fourth quarter. 20-point lead for the Knights. Linton picks up the loose ball from Jackson. Linton has it stolen by Frank Jackson. Frank looks ahead to Haas, and Haas finishes. Only a couple of 2s on the score sheet for Mr. Haas. Linton backs it out. Outside to Keel. Now Holker. Holker looking for a call on Holker. Somehow gets that shot to go. That's one of the moments when you're coaching. What, Braden? And then he gets it to go. So we'll take it. 64-44 in favor of Lone Peak. Let's say this. The game has been a little lopsided, but both teams pushing them off the floor. Hope it continues here in the fourth quarter. Haas outside. Has that slapped away by Matson. Going the other way with Holker. Big fellow with ball. Hands off to Matson. Give and go to Holker. And 1. Nice finish by Braden Holker. Holker will go to the line looking for the and 1. Holker at the line. Got the bump in the bucket. Can't get the free throw. And it's out of bounds off Alpin. And we'll stay here with the Thunder. Linton to Trigger. Gets it in to Fawcett. Fawcett fall away. Can't get it to go. And it'll be 2 free throws coming away Mr. Fawcett. Mason Fawcett made the first free throw. Son of former high school American tight end from Carbon High School. Coach Fawcett as I know him. Gets both free throws to go, 64-48. Great Mason coming off a broken leg in the football season. So got a late start to the year, just a sophomore for the Thunder. We have a foul away from the ball, and that's going to go against Lone Peak. Mr. Official corrected himself. He pointed the wrong way. And now here's Haas. Inside, Curtis loses the handle. Frampton tracks it down, gets up top to TJ Haas with 6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cross court to Jackson. Looking for number 7. And it just rattles out. Loose ball taken by Frampton. And Frampton, he's been a workman all night. And that was a chance for a workman 3 as he'll go to the line looking for the 3-point play. So after the timeout, or after the free throw rather, was good. And a timeout from Lone Peak down the floor with the Thunder. Holker outside, McCord pulls for 3, and McCord from downtown. 67-51, they call it a 2. 5:50 remaining in the fourth. Jackson. And Jackson shuffled. And we'll go back to Westlake. So it was a 3, I apologize. I had 49. 67-51 after the 3-point bucket from McCord on the last possession. And Matson can't hang on to it. And we'll go the other way with Lone Peak. Haas walks it in the front court, 5.5 on the clock. Give it up to Frampton. Here's Haas. Nice look to Curtis. Power dribble to the window, no. Cleaned up by Alpin. And Alpin lays it off the window. 67-51. Here's Matson. Now outside to Garner. Garner down the baseline. And with a foul on the floor, that'll be the 16th foul on Lone Peak. Inbound to Matson. Matson to the hole. And one again for Porter Matson. He'll go to the line, looking for the 3-point play. Matson looking to complete the 3-point play. And got the free throw. 69-54. 4:45 remaining in the fourth. Here's Haas. Looks like Haas got a little bit of dead leg there. Took a knee to the thigh. Jackson at the free throw line. And Frank Jackson. Now looks smooth. Hitting that shot, 71-54. Quickly back up the floor with the Thunder. Garner gives up to Fawcett. Fawcett can't get it to go. Rebound collected by Frampton, and he's fouled by Holker. And that's the 15th foul on the Thunder. Fourth foul on Braden Holker. Here's Haas. Down the lane. Terminates, gets it out to Jackson for 3. And that's Frank Jackson's third. Tell the promise that's in that young man. Slapped away by Haas, picked up by Alpin. Alpin tries to get it ahead to Haas. Alley-oop to Jackson, and he finishes. Nice finish by Frank Jackson. 76-54. Here's McCord. Now Matson. Cross court McCord. In the corner to Fawcett. Matson will pull for 3. And that's short. Rebound fought by McCord. Out of bounds off of the Thunder. And we'll go with Lone Peak. Haas down the lane. Out to Alpin. And the mid-range J, good from Alpin. Nice looking pass by TJ Haas. 78-54 now the lead for the Knights. Garner, cross-court McCord. And that pass tall, picked up, taken by Fawcett. Fawcett trapped along the baseline. Gets it inside Holker, and Holker with a two-fisted flush. 78-56, nice job by Fawcett, keeping his cool on the baseline. And the big finish by Holker. Oh, nice finish by Nick Curtis. 78-56. Playing on the floor, Garner pulls for three, rims out, and rebound collected by Frampton. I've said that a lot tonight. Frampton races into the front court. Here's Hawes. Hawes in the lane, drops it off to Frampton, and Frampton with an easy two. 82-56 our score. Here's Fawcett. Fawcett is fouled and will go to the line to shoot two. Fawcett made both free throws. 82-58. Okay, Webster cross court to Alpin. Back to Webster. Put a couple of shots before the end of the half, did Webster. Now Alpin. Inside Heaton, left hand, no. Tipped up, ball still loose. And we'll go with Westlake. So down four we go. Shaman Willis to Linton in the corner. Three on the way, short. And Acton fighting for the board, and it's collected by Tyson Doman. Hands back to Webster. Down to 120. High post to Marcus Acton. And Acton hits the junction J. And it's now 84-58. Here's Linton. Inside of 1 minute remaining, as Lone Peak will improve to 7-0. Out of bounds, and will stay here. Linton inbounds to, that was IU. Here's Willis. Oh, nice look inside. Stoddard can't finish it. Acton with the board, now to Frampton. 33 seconds remaining as Lone Peak will improve to 7-0 in region play. And this loss will officially eliminate Westlake from playoff contention. So dropped into 1-6 in region play. Lone Peak looks poised to make a run at another state championship. They had two tough region games remaining with American Fork and Pleasant Grove, and even the Riverton game a little sneaky. But a convincing win tonight for Lone Peak on a night that was filled with a lot of three-pointers, 6 of which come from TJ Haas. Our final score, Lone Peak 84, Westlake 58. Stay tuned for our post-game wrap-up. Welcome back to Westlake High School again. Our final score, the Lone Peak Knights 84, the Westlake Thunder 58, in a game that was controlled by Lone Peak from the beginning. We had one small run from Westlake at the end of the half, and then it was all Knights from there on. And a convincing win. They moved to 7-0 in region play. They're the #1 team in the state in all classification, #1 in 5A, and they look poised to win another region championship and then making another run at the state tournament at the Huntsman Center later on, or pardon me, at the beginning of March. We're in the final month of play in region play. In this game, there's not really much to talk about other than TJ Haas hitting 6 threes in this ball game. Lone Peak hit 5 threes in the first quarter, and Freight Jackson came out, got a 3, and the 2 best players from Lone Peak showed up, and really the role players played very well tonight. Zach Frampton doing all the little things, getting the boards, pushing up the floor, getting the hard buckets and the cleanup points, did a terrific job running the floor, and those 3 players will pace Lone Peak, and they did it again tonight. Congratulations to Lone Peak on another nice win. Our player of the game going to go to TJ Haas. Anytime you have 6 threes like that, you got to be our player of the game. He lit it up from downtown, and I even had a dunk in this game as well. And for Westlake, had a couple players look pretty good. Mr. Garner, I thought, looked very strong, and Holker ended up having a nice game as well, showed a little range hitting the 3. But a lot of promise, a lot of young players here at Westlake. See if they can get things going with the youth here, as this is a young school. They've been around since 2009. Seeing they put things together. But Lone Peak, as we know them, they'll make another run in the 5A state tournament, as they do look poised to be the favorite in the 5A classification. Well, again, our final score, the Lone Peak Knights 84, the Westlake Thunder 58. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching High School Rewind, only on Xfinity On Demand.